In most towns across the country, the 4th of July signifies the real start of summer. There's barbecues and fireworks, and of course the much anticipated local parade. And it's always fun to spot the neighborhood children riding proudly in the procession on their bicycles decorated festively in red, white, and blue. And today I have two neighborhood boys. This is Robert and this is Brendan Rotans. How you doing?
Good.
Good. And we're going to show you how to simply decorate bicycles so that they're fit for the parade. Now, this is real easy. You've done the spokes before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we start doing the spokes? And it's just taking ordinary crepe paper. Want to start with the white? And running the crepe paper in and out of the spokes. Crepe paper's available at the local craft store or stationery store. You want to put the glue on? Aren't they great, those glue sticks? Because you don't want any loose ends while you're riding your bike. Here, you can roll this through the spokes. So start down as close to the center of the wheel as possible. You can start right in this notch here. That would be good. And use your glue stick. And you're going in and out. And here, make sure you pull it a little tighter, keeping it as wide as possible. There, that's good. You're doing great. Yeah. And it's nice to keep this rolled up because then you don't have, see how I'm weaving it in and out of the spokes? See how I'm doing it? There. Okay, so you can cut that right there. So have a good pair of scissors on hand. More glue, please. We'll put glue right there. Now you can start with, what next color? You want to use red? There's the red. Oh, you're very adept at this. And we have streamers for the handlebars. We have flags for the basket. Let me show you this really cute basket too. There's so many wonderful patriotic kinds of things. These are little individual flags sewn on a piece of seam binding. Now you could wear this on your head, but then you wouldn't be able to see. But it's sort of cute to put it right on the basket. You can just tie it on and then take it off when the 4th of July is over and save it for next year. And to make the handlebar streamers, just take a lot of colored seam binding or inexpensive ribbon, cut lengths about 30 inches long, and you can get these little ties at the hardware store. These will hold the ribbons tightly in place. And just pull it on, and then this long point will fit right into the little hole in the handlebars. We'll show you that as soon as the boys are done with their crepe paper. Now, who needs help? Okay, so I'll lift the bike and you remove that, and we're going to turn it over so we can get the handlebars all decorated. And I'll do the basket. So just stick that plastic tie right really deep into the handle. And the basket can go right here on the handlebars. Starting to look festive, don't you think?
Yep. Martha, have you ever ridden a bike in a parade?
What do you think?
Yes.
Yes, of course I have. This is the most fun on the 4th of July. But I think it actually was Memorial Day, because in Nutley we didn't have a 4th of July party, we had a Memorial Day parade. So here, this is going to go on like here. I'll put that right here, put the screw in. Okay, want to screw that in real tight? Your dad must be very proud of you that you know how to use tools so well and that you're such great decorators. Your mom must be very proud. As tight as you can. Well, the bell works really well. Now, use that if you need to get people out of the way, okay? Well, whether your parade is down Main Street or just on your block, you're sure to be a hit with bikes decorated like these. Brendan, thank you. Robert, thank you.
Welcome.
Have a great time. This is the basic cookie. It's the size and shape of a 3x5 card. Very, very easy. An index card. Remember that. And the recipe's on the website at marthastewart.com. And now we're going to just show you really, because it's a simple sugar cookie recipe, how to decorate it, which is a little bit more complicated. You're first going to need to make a royal icing. And we're going to need 4 bowls, one for the blue. Then you're going to need 3 other bowls, one that's going to remain white. And this one will be for outlining using a pastry bag and tip. This will also be used for the stars. Notice the consistency. It's a little bit thick. And this is for doing your outlining. And we have our bag fitted with a number 5 round tip, plain round. And we'll just put this right into the pastry bag. Now this is for the outlining. Remember, it is a thick consistency. Flooding, which means filling in an outline, will be a much looser icing. And I like to stand our icing bags fitted with a tip right into a tall glass. I have a piece of damp paper towel that will keep the tip from getting hard. And now we have to make our red. I'm going to use a combination of super red and tulip red, 2 different paste colors. We're just going to add a little bit to our royal icing. To make reds, to make the dark colors, you start light and you work towards your final color. It uses up a lot to get to a deep, beautiful flag red. Now this is going to have to be thinned out because we are going to use this for flooding. So add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of cold water to thin out 1/4 of the recipe of royal icing. And a great tip that Larry Hayden gave us was the very clever maneuverability of these little squeeze bottles. These squeeze bottles are available at cake decorating stores. Oh, there. Screw this on carefully. And so we're ready now with our red, our blue, and our white. And remember, now we're going to outline with our outline consistency frosting. Here's what we want the outline to look like. What this little piping does is hold the flooding icing in place, giving a very beautiful and even appearance to the cookie decoration. And now divide the cookie in half. And this will be our field of blue. And then we're going to need lines in here giving us stripes. That looks good. And we let that dry completely. And you can see what flooding is all about. Just hold this right over the cookie. And you see how nicely it pours out of this bottle? Oh, it is so much easier than using the flooding icing in a pastry bag, which can get quite messy. And what's nice about flooding icing is that it really does flood an area and fill an entire space. And now you can use the point of a bamboo skewer to just let it cover the white outline. This has to dry completely before you apply any number of stars. So there's our blue ground. And now we're going to start with our stripes. Fill in the entire stripe area. It's a good idea to let this completely dry before you apply the red. So we have some dry ones right here. And keep your little bottles covered so they don't dry out. And here we'll just flood the red stripes. And now take your pastry bag and fit the tip with a star, and this is a number 16. And there, make sure you let that dry. Don't be tempted to pick it up and look at it. Let it stay flat. And when it dries, you'll have a patriotic, very pretty cookie of the week, our flag cookie. Everybody loves a parade, especially children. And I thought I had escaped the patriotic urges of my style department here, but they came up with parade hats, especially nice for children. To make these hats, you'll need some corrugated paper. This is called Mini Flute Coro Buff Roll. It's $5.95, and you can make about 6 wonderful hats. You can also get some sheets of corrugated paper, a little bit different fluting, and there's even a larger fluting used for the rosettes, about $5.95 for 12 sheets. For the basic hat, you'll need a strip about 24 inches long by 7 inches high, and the corrugated stripes run vertically. So here is our strip already set. Mark 3 holes on one side, about a ½ inch in, and identical markings on the other side. This will give you a hat that's approximately 23 inches, which should fit most heads. You can make it a little bit smaller if your child's head is smaller. Measure the heads, punch holes through the sides. Get yourself 3/4 inch paper fasteners. Roll the hat, put the paper fasteners through, separate the wings on the opposite side. For the brim of the hat, we've made a template, and that template will be on the website. We had to figure it out, obviously. And this is the template for the rim. It's an 8 inches from here to here and a nice arc made with a compass. And we're going to use our compass. This is set for an 8-inch arc. Draw your arc. And I'm going to use my pattern for the whole rim, and this is what we're going to give you on the website. Now we want to go in 1 inch more because we're going to have to bend the rim up inside the hat. You can see what's happening inside here, so we can fasten it nicely and comfortably around the bottom of the hat. So adjust your compass to 3 inches and draw another semicircle. Cut this out using your paper scissors, of course. Here at the studio, we mark all our scissors for paper, for metal, so that we don't dull our scissors unnecessarily. And now cut on this line too, because this is the inside of the rim. It's a little hard to cut, so take a little bit of time. This corrugated paper is not so easy. Now we're going to make sure that we have tabs, so cut into the second line like that and go all the way around. And then fold this in the opposite direction all the way around. And now you're going to fit this inside the rim. And now I'm going to punch a hole through this side. I'm going to mark the center with a pencil so that we do not lose our place. We'll punch this. And do it about a ½ inch up from the bottom of the hat. And I'm going to stick my paper fasteners in now. And now on the far side of your rim, punch another hole and put in your last fastener. Now the decorations can vary from stars and stripes and rosettes and bows. Here's your basic hat ready to put on someone's head. To make these wonderful rosettes, a 10-inch by 2-inch piece of the wider corrugated paper. Just rip off the liner and form the rosette by spiraling this around. And if you just keep working around in a circle, you'll get a very beautiful rosette. And you're going to have to tape this as you go, crinkling the center of the circle. But ultimately it comes together, and you can tape the very end on the inside, of course. And put a cross of Scotch tape right across it. And here you have the round rosette that you really want. And you can put a star on top of that and a smaller star on top of that. And these can be put right on the center of the hat. You'll have to make a hole right above the center fastener and put that about halfway up. You can use the point of your compass very nicely for that hole. Take a fastener and just fasten your little star and rosette right there in the center of the hat. I think you can create your own little band of patriotic soldiers for Memorial Day or 4th of July. These parade hats are sure to be a big hit, and they're easy to do. They're a great project, too, for teachers at school. It's easy to transform ordinary cupcakes into festive ones like these with just a few little accoutrements, a few embellishments, like these draped flag papers, paper flags, and of course, all kinds of sprinkles in different colors. They're just bursty with patriotism. So easy to do, too. These are just plain vanilla cupcakes. Now, you could bake them with blueberries in them just to make them a little bit different, and just frosted with a nice buttercream frosting. And dip them into the various toppings, like that. Maybe like this. All of these wonderful sprinkles come from Martha by Mail, as do the papers, these little paper cups, which I think brighten up your display perfectly. And you can also get some of these little flags and these. Look at these pom-poms. I think those are so cute. We can put those in. Looks like the fireworks are starting before they're starting. But if you brought out a stack of pedestals like this, I think you'll be the hit of the block if you're having a block party, or the hit of the school parade, whatever. But it is fun, and it is time to celebrate. We have a lot to be thankful for, and a lot of good reasons to say happy 4th of July. And now, if you really want to be special, if you can find a sparkler or two, or 3 or 4 or 5, make a really big spectacle by bringing out the cupcakes with a little bit of pizzazz. Don't let the kids do it themselves. You help them. But this is a very fun thing for any celebration. Happy 4th of July.